Alright, so this is a video about when I got to London, leaving, traveling on the plane, and then getting here, and the adventure that happened while I was actually in the city before I came to university. I flew out of JFK in New York because that's where Norwegian flies out of easiest. So we drove up there, went around the city, which was kind of cool just to see the city before we came over here. Had my last Wawa and my last American lemonade. Super important, two of the best things. Missing both. So got to eat those, waiting to take off in the plane, and just kind of getting ready to come across. The flight was pretty simple. I tried to sleep for as much of it as I could. Not always easy, but definitely necessary to try to avoid jet lag as much as possible. I had a great time. I'm just being with my family. We did some cool things there. I have a lot of friends here right now, also from George Washington, who are studying abroad. GW sends so many people, so I got to see a lot of people, which was really cool. Gloria, who is also studying here, she's in London. We hung out one day. We did all kinds of cool things. We went to the National Art Gallery, did Trafalgar Square. It was London Open House weekend, so we got to go to Canada House, which was super cool. Hung out in there, saw some really cool things. It's basically their embassy, but because they're a Commonwealth, it's a slightly different. Justin Trudeau's portrait was on the wall. I'm pretty sure they thought we were Canadian because we got excited when we saw it. It was just a really cool time. Yeah, so here's some clips out of that adventure and that awesome cool day.
Oh, do you know, I wanted to see the Royal Ballet while I was here. Because I love
climbing. Okay guys, let's go.
That night with Gloria, we got super cheap tickets to go see a comedy about bank robbers, which is a West End musical. It was amazing, so funny, hilarious. The writing was incredible, the staging was incredible, and it was so cheap. It was like a quality Broadway production, West End production, because we're in England, and it was cheap tickets. It was amazing. You can see theater here. It's so much more accessible than it is at home, just because prices are so much cheaper if you go the day of and try to get tickets. So definitely recommend doing that if you visit England. Ham House, which was one of my favorite places to visit. It's an old English estate that's really close to Richmond. It's amazing. It's super cool. Beautiful gardens. We went there for the day, which was really nice. Also did some other cool things. You take the ferry across to do that, but also went out to some of these really nice restaurants. There's this Greek place. It's my favorite Greek restaurant in the world in London, which we went to. Also got to go to dinner with my family, who is in London, which is really neat. Driving there, we went through this old park, which was actually King Henry VIII's hunting grounds, and there are insane stags in there. So you'll see some of that video clip in here. Literally so cool. Just like a really cool place. It's kind of like almost right in the center of London. Well, the outside of London, but like it's part of the city, which is really makes it kind of amazing.
Look at those antlers. Look at all of them right there. They're babies.
I spent some time in the park walking my aunt's neighbor's dog, which was really fun, playing with him. Got to see my mom's best friend and play with her dog and her rabbits too, which was really fun. And then I went to a GW program. So GW had an orientation, so we stayed in the heart of London and did things with them. It was a pretty basic orientation, what you would do, but some really good food. And then the second day we were there, we went on a walking tour of London and got to go in Buckingham Palace, which was really neat because I had never done that before. So very cool to see the Victorian and Albert, there's a lot of Victorian Albert influence in Buckingham, which was really neat to kind of just see that. It's a beautiful place to visit. Not the White House, but Buckingham Palace. So very, very cool experience that we got to do there. And then that night, a bunch of the friends that I have who were here, there's literally so many of us, a group of us went to see The Importance of Being Earnest, also for really cheap price tickets, under 20 pounds. And that's my favorite Oscar Wilde play. So it was super fun to see that on the West End and kind of end the night that way, because the next day I was going to Oxford. So wanted to really experience a good last hurrah before we came here and started all the academics and fun things that go on in the university. So it was an amazing week and a great time to just kind of explore London and hang out and get ready to start the adventure that was Oxford. So it was a really cool so neat.